Have you ever solved a puzzle but felt that you missed a key step that would have made it go so much quicker? You get frustrated at the end because that puzzle took you longer than expected to complete? Well, I will help you improve your Sudoku scanning technique by showing you a solving shortcut that the Sudoku experts use. Click below. You want to give this puzzle a go, and with that, it's solving time. We're going to one go in block 1. Okay, you have a 1 here in row 3. You have a 1 in column 3. Only 2 possibilities for a 1. I'm going to do Snyder Notation. Anytime in a 3x3 block, 2 possibilities for a candidate. You can mark it. In case we solve one of the cells, we can solve the other right away. You use Snyder because you need to find as much restriction as possible to help you spot the Sudoku shortcut. Where can the ones go in block 2? Well, this one and this one, Snyder ones go right here. And then in block 5, you have ones here, here, and here. 2 possibilities for a 1 there. And then you can look down here in block 9, and you have 2 possibilities for a 1. I'll put Snyder ones right there. Greetings, friend. I'm helping you solve round 4, puzzle 3. This is the 2024 Sudoku Grand Prix. It was rated 458 easy. I'm going to show you a proven strategy that acts like a Sudoku shortcut. And it involves these 2 cells that we already put the 1s in. Where can the 2s go in block 3? You have these 2s here. Put Snyder 2s right there. And then in block 4, these 2s. Put Snyder 2s there. And that's about all you can do with the 2s. And with the 3s, we can actually make a solve. You see how this 3 is coming down column 2? And you have these 2 3s in rows 8 and 9. Only place left for 3 in block 7 is right there. And then with these 2 3s, you can put Snyder 3s in block 4. Other places put the 3s. How about the 4s? We can actually solve for 4 here in block 7. Just stay right there because of this 4 and this 4. Only one 4 can go right there. Only spot for it. And with these 2 4s, we can put some Snyder 4s right here. Build some more restrictions. Let's stay in block 1. What can we solve? Well, with these 2 5s and this 5, we can solve for 5 right there. And then with these 2 5s, we can solve for 5 right here in block 7. And then notice, because of this 1s right here, we can actually make some Snyder 1s in block 7. So we can find that restriction by making a solve there. And then where else can the 5s go? Well, with this 5 and this 5, Snyder 5s right there. And then in block 9, because of the 5 in column 8, and in row 9, Snyder 5s in block 9. Okay, with the 6s, you have this 6 cutting across for row 7. Only 2 possibilities. We've got Snyder 6s right there. And then with the 7s, you might notice with this 7 and this 7 and this 7, we can actually solve a 7 in block 4. And this is going to bring us up to the point where I show you the Sudoku shortcut. You got to go through this part and find that there's a 7 right here. You may notice you have a 7 and a 1 already in row 6. Well, we have a 1 and a 7 as a given in row 5. So where can the 7s go in block 5? They can only go right here in the same spot as the 1s. Okay, this is part of the neat shortcut here. So what you found whenever you see Snyder on top of each other, you found a hidden pair. What it means is that the 1 and 7 have to be in block 5 somewhere, but they are restricted to the same 2 cells. So nothing else can be in those cells. So we have a 1-7 hidden pair. Now the key is what you do after this. Okay, the shortcut's not just a hidden pair, it's using it to get some quick solves. Because you would, if you just kept going with Snyder notation, you'd go a 7 here and a 7 here. Go, okay, I can put the 7s in block 9. And then you can start with the 8s and go, okay, I can put the 8s here in block 4 and so on. But you'd miss the key solves that we can make here because we put this hidden pair there. So did you find this hidden pair and how did you use it? Please, 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 please drop and share that in the comments with the other viewers. I need you to help me grow the best Sudoku community on YouTube. I'd love to hear from you so much. I respond to every comment. But it's not so obvious. What we want to do is stay here in block 5 and notice with this 5 and this 5, there's only 2 possibilities for a 5 right here because of this hidden pair. And these 5s act as a pointing pair. What that means is since the 5s are restricted in block 5, the row 5, a 5 cannot be anywhere else outside the block in that row. So you cannot have a 5 here anymore. Because you put a 5 right there, you'd have no place to put a 5 in block 5. So we can remove that cell for a 5 and solve this cell for a 5. And this is the key. This is the shortcut. You use this to find this. And now what can we do with these 5s? With these two 5s, we can displace that Snyder 5, solve this for 5, displace the Snyder 1, displace that Snyder 7. And we can keep following the 5s. With these two 5s and this 5, we can solve for a 5 right here. And then we can actually displace that Snyder 5 and solve for a 5 in block 5. So we solved all the 5s by using that hidden pair. But we're not done. Because you did that, you may notice is you have a 2 and a 3 right here. And so we're going to create another hidden pair of a 2 and a 3. That's the only 2 places they can go. And if you notice this, it creates much more restriction in this puzzle. So what it leaves you is a 4-6 naked pair in the block and in the column, right? Because we have the 1-7 here, 5-9 here, and the 8, 2-3 here. This has to be a 4 or a 6. So what we can do is now follow the Snyder. We put a 1 right there, so we know this displaces the 1 here. Allows us to solve for a 1 in block 7. And then we're going to be able to displace this Snyder, solve this for a 1, displace the 4. And with the 1 cutting across row 1, we can displace the 1, solve for a 1 here. And now we can actually disambiguate that 7 and the 1 in block 5. And we haven't even touched the 9s yet. But if we start looking for the 9s, we can make some solves. Look where there's a lot of restriction. This 9 cuts across right here. We can solve for a 9 in block 1. And then with this 9, there's only one place to put a 9 in block 4. Displacing that Snyder 8, displacing that Snyder 2. And we're not done with the 9s either, because you have these two 9s here and this 9. You can solve for a 9 in block 6. And solve for a 9 here. And then with these two 9s and this 9, we can solve for a 9 in block 8. And with these two 9s, solve for a 9 in block 2. And now on to the 8s. What can we do with the 8s here? Well, because you have this 8 coming down into block 7, the only place left for an 8 is right there, displacing that Snyder 6. And then with these two 8s, there's only 2 spots remaining. The 8 has to go here. And if I look really quickly, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, this has to be a 6. Okay, and now with this 8, we can solve for an 8 here. And with these two 8s and this 8, we can solve for an 8 in block 3. And then with these two 8s and the 8 in block 5, we can solve for an 8 in block 2. And then with these two 8s, the last 8 in block 8. And we kind of use this 4-6 to help us out to show that there's only one place left for the 8. Now I'm going to give you a bonus tip. At this point, you could either do what I call sweeping the blocks. So you can just kind of look at individual blocks, knock out the candidates, and move to the next block and knock them out. Or you can just go to cross-hatching. If you don't have a lot of Snyder marks, the cross-hatching might be the better way to go. This puzzle actually lends itself a little bit better to cross-hatching now. We just did a lot of that with the 8s. If we go with the 6s, you might notice that, you know, with this 6 and this 6, we can cross-hatch and put a 6 right here. And then these act as a pointing pair of 6s. With this 6, we can put a 6 right here. And then with these two 6s and this 6, we can put a 6 in block 3. And then you can move over to the 2s and go, okay, I only have one place remaining in block 9. That's got to be a 2. Displacing that Snyder 2 and put a 2 right there. And then you can look down here and go, all right, what do we got? A 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9. We're just missing the 7. You can put the 7 there. And then where else can we cross-hatch with the 7s? Well, this 7 comes up, so you can put a 7. Only spot remaining in block 3. And with these two 7s, we can put a 7 right here. And we got all the 7s knocked out. And then you might notice here, we just created a full house. So this has got to be a 4. What can we do with the 4s? Well, with this 4 and this 4, you can put a 4 right there. Only 2 possibilities left. The 4's got to go right there in block 8. And then that pushes with a 2. We can disambiguate the 3, 2 right there. And then we can just follow this 3 around. Because this 3, just place a Snyder 3 there. These 2 3s and this 3. Put 3 right here. Only place left for 3 in block 3 and block 2 are right there. So I just did a little cross hatching and solve it. Then you have to look at where all the extra candidates were. All right. And now with these 2 6s, hey, we can just solve this cell for a 6 pretty easily. I don't see a 6 in block 4. Disambiguate the 4, 6 right here in block 5. And we have 2 cells remaining. I always try to look at what I just solved. I see a 4 and a 6. I know I have a 6 right here, but I don't have a 4. So I can put the 4 in there pretty quickly. And our last digit is a 2. See if you can find the Sudoku shortcut in this next video. Thank you so much for watching.